Thank you. Start by commending the committee for the thoroughness of this job, for the committee's courage, and that in spite of everything, this Senate today not only has the report of that committee, but is also debating it. Mr. President, when we were teenagers, there was a famous author called James Hadley Chase. He wrote very racy, gripping fiction. For a long time, as this report was being read by the chairman, I was imagining if James Hadley Chase, with all his rich imagination, would have been able to weave a plot. But here we are not talking about fiction, Mr. President. We are talking about facts. I have always suspected that things were bad in this country. I have always been an optimist. I cannot say today, Mr. President, whether any of us here can say he knew that things were this bad. Mr. President, I told you a story in private that I'll repeat here. I have parents who are pensioners. My father retired from the Court of Appeal over 20 years ago. He's a very old man now. And my younger brother goes to sign for his pension. He was standing in front of the records. He saw 7-point-something million against my father's name. He was forced to sign for 5 million. That is the pension of a retired justice of the Court of Appeal, who has a son who, by the grace of God, is Nigeria's Senate leader today. That could happen to him. Nobody was afraid. They just took 2 million plus from his pension. So you can imagine what lesser mortals have gone through in the hands of people who were appointed to save a situation. They ended up being principalities themselves. Mr. President, that is blood money.